Hello there.
Good evening.
I see you're out on the road.
I am. I had the most interesting Zoom with Paul today. He was
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico, of course,
Uh-huh.
but he did the entire Zoom in what looked like an outdoor excursion Jeep for, I don't know what it was. Someday I might learn, but he had a driver and he was facing the back of the vehicle, and I don't think nobody else was in there with him. And we did like a 45-minute Zoom with him doing that, going the highways and byways of Puerto Rico. Was kind of funny.
Nice.
And yeah, I was surprised that the signal didn't skip or anything, but it didn't. Who is our third participant? Mark. Good to have you here, Mark. You can
Thank you.
check your mic if you wish.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Which Mark are you?
The one and only.
That's like saying Michael is the only Michael.
That's exactly right. Well, Team Unstoppable.
I'm glad you're here. Good to have you.
Thanks.
Where do you live?
Indiana.
Great. Good. Have you got a team built yet?
No, I'd been approached by it a few weeks ago. Had not been able to chance to get on the Zoom here, so I wanted to get on this and pick up what you guys are doing.
Good. Well, you're going to have a very good trainer coming in very shortly. His name is Alex Skaar. He's been with the company since it started, so have I. And Vivian, who's been very loyal to me as a friend of she and her husband for 25 years, is in the room. She's been with the company since it started. Vivian, how many years are we old now? How old are we?
Well, I don't I'm not gonna
No,
say
I'm talking about, I mean, snap, not me and you.
okay. Snap years, we are 2.5. I came in January after they got started in July.
Yeah, so I'm 3.5.
No, you're
2.5.
2.5, yeah.
It seems like 14.5.
Well, that's because we had that other company first.
Yeah. So, Mark, what you're hearing is the ownership of this company. We've had several companies start. It's not one. Are you aware of that?
No, I am not.
All right. Well, we're not going to get real deep into that, but our parent company is Snap Partners. And from that has branched off several different companies. But what we're going to talk about tonight is driver onboarding, which is related to obviously our REVO business. And we're waiting for folks to get in here now. So it's just the top of the hour. I see that there's now 4 participants. I am driving. Let's see who I got. Robert. Okay, we're going to have you, Robert. Loyal Robert. Good to have you here, Robert. And now the infamous, the late, the great, the amazing Alexander the Great. Alex Skaar is here.
Well, let's not make him late.
Well, he's not late. He's actually perfectly on time.
The way you said it, though, it didn't sound that
No, I
way.
didn't. No, I mean the late. I mean, trying to build him up there. No, not being late. But I'm glad you're here, Vivian. And we've got a lot happening with REVO Rideshare, and obviously it is top of the hour, so we're going to wait a few minutes and see how many people we can get in here from the many invites we've had. Alex, we have Mark in Indiana in the house. I spoke to briefly. And now I see Seth Brown has also arrived. So y'all just keep hanging in there for a couple minutes or so. We need to let a few people get in here and we will begin. And again, I'm Rodney Bush. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I've lived in Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio, and California. I'm presently in Nashville to assist this wonderful team here to get REVO opened up in Tennessee. Welcome to the room. You just
Hello.
joined in. Hey, the famous Medina. Your boy Medina is in the house. Anybody wants to say hello, tell us where you're from, what you're doing, maybe what your goals are. What do you see in this? And are you aware that you can actually get involved in the crypto side where you partially own the company? And there's a token being has been created, and you can actually be an owner and have voting rights if you get into the ownership of the REVO node. And that's not our subject tonight. You'll learn about that in time, but you will get an offer to take a look at that and learn what it is. Your sponsor should be giving you a link to the Connect United website if you don't have that yet. In just minutes, Alex Skaar is going to headline for us tonight, and it's not comedy. He is very well trained in this industry and the ownership, been around the owners for 20 years. So you're going to get first own experience from the expert, Alex Skaar. Anybody else want to say hello? Test your mic. Medina, are you live? Medina's got 4 kids. He's always got.
Hey, Rodney, can you hear me?
Full.
Rodney, can you hear me okay?
Yes, who are you?
What? What do you mean, who am I?
Who's that?
This is Alex.
I'm on my phone, so I couldn't tell. That's you, Alex, right?
Man, don't recognize my voice. I see how it is.
Now, I'm on a drive that I'm just completing. Do I need to pass the host to you, or did you log in as host also?
I did not log in as host. Let me see what Yeah, you can set me up as a co-host.
You know, I tried to do that today, Alex, and it would not accept your email. And I tried 3 or 4 times, and I had to give up.
You're not on, yeah, we're not on the same email. Wait, do you have a REVO Ride email or no?
No.
Okay.
Man, you look 30 years younger. What are you doing? Losing weight again?
Man, I just got back from a baseball game.
You been playing?
Nope. Yeah, I just got back from the Yankees Diamondbacks game.
Welcome, John Mickner. Lloyd, good to have you here, brother. Jeff, good to see you here. I am hosting, and we're going to hear from Alex Skaar, who in detail will tell you all about how to onboard and become an amazing part of the REVO revolution, the revolution. Got a small group now, a nice little group getting started here. It's important that you invite everybody that's a driver that hasn't been to these meetings. In these meetings, we get a lot of people registering, and some of them know just enough to register, but don't necessarily complete the process, meaning downloading the app, uploading documents, that kind of thing, to be prepared for when your city opens. It's now 7:05. We got a few people in here. Alex, I'm going to go silent and turn it over to you.
Appreciate you, sir. So welcome, everybody, to our Wednesday meeting. For those of you that don't know me, I recognize most everyone in this room. Maybe not Jeff Trill, we've met yet. But my name's Alex Skaar. I'm with Snap Partners, also REVO Ride. Like Rodney mentioned, I've known Paul and some of the other ownership for a very long time. I've actually known Paul for, I think we're going on 22, 23 years now. So it's been quite a long time. But he was one of my original mentors as I was growing up. He kind of took me under his wing when he was 19, or when I was 19. He's 10 years my senior. He was 29 at the time. And we got into a few different businesses together. And I took a lot of the things that he taught me over the years and became a serial entrepreneur. And I'm always looking for new opportunities. And when Paul kind of, came to me, I think it was about 3 years ago now, and said, "Hey, I'm working on a food delivery platform. If you can help me out with the technology, and I'd love to partner up with you." So we kind of started that, and then we kind of got absorbed into Trip, which was another delivery company. And then we ended up branching out into our own thing, eventually branding it as Snap Delivered. So Snap has been an innovator, and we're also a disruptor. We have been for a couple of years, and we're always finding new industries to go in and disrupt. We find industries that need fixing, we come up with an innovative solution, and then we implement those for change. And at the same time, we give a lot of our people and our folks, our community, we have a whole Snap community, the opportunity to kind of grow and earn with us. So the REVO Rideshare, it's our newest project or the newest platform for disruption. And we've already opened up in 4 cities. So right now we are in a few cities in Florida, which is West Palm Beach. We're also in Jupiter, and then Miami, which is our original flagship city. And then now we just opened up in New Orleans and on St. Patty's Day. And I'm talking to a few different cities that are getting ready to open up, including Rodney. He's getting ready to open up Nashville here within a couple of weeks. Paul was just out there, met with him and his team. I got a team in Vegas that we're getting everything we need to do to get licensed stuff out there. Team here in Phoenix, Atlanta, and we have teams all over the place that are trying to get this off and running. And then even another gentleman who was with us back in the trip days, Kevin Steele, we're getting ready to open up Redding, California. It's a smaller town. I think he has 10 full-time drivers, but the town, has I think like 20,000 people, and they already have a couple hundred customers signed up. They're all ready to go. So that's the name of the game. In order to open up your city, I don't know where everybody's at. If you guys can put what city you guys are in, the biggest thing is we just have to show Paul that we are ready to go. We have a team, what I like to call captains, but if you guys are on this call, you guys are considered captains. So a captain is a leader. It's someone that's going to go out and build a team. They're going to help mentor and train people, and really kind of build out the city and build a legacy. So those are what we call captains. So if you guys have people on your team that you would consider a captain, these are people that are equally yoked as you, super excited about it. Not a part-time individual, not someone that just wants to do driving, but this is someone that really wants to kind of take off and grow this thing with us. Bring them onto this call. That's what this call is all about. We want to hear from everybody. We want to work together as a team to really launch this thing and open up as many cities as possible. So one of the most exciting things about our rideshare company, which is the blockchain side, we actually just launched our nodes last Friday. So if you're into blockchain, if you're into cryptocurrency, we just launched the nodes, and you have the ability to buy those today for around $2,500 if you want to get into that. But this means that our coin is going to be coming here very, very soon. And then people are going to be able to start earning on those, which is just another layer of earning potential within Snap and REVO through the blockchain and through the coin. So an amazing opportunity. But the biggest thing is we got to really get together and start planning out the launch of your city. So to maximize the pay plan within Snap and within REVO, you guys need to have at least 5 captains underneath you. So 5 people. Once you have 5 managers underneath you, then they start building your team. They all start bringing deals in and start recruiting drivers, recruiting customers, and then rides start happening. That's when you can start elevating and going up different levels, and you have the opportunity to earn on multiple levels down. So right now we're doing a March Madness event. So if you can get 60 people signed up, 60 brand new people, doesn't matter if they're drivers or customers or whatever, if you can get 60 people signed up between now and April 15th, so you still have almost 2 weeks, just shy of 2 weeks, to get that in by, I think it's midnight Hawaii time, or it could be Pacific Standard Time on April 15th. But if you get 60 people, then that will at least get you up to a manager position. But they do have a $500 bounty, so whoever gets the most amount of points. So if we can open up a city, or if you guys have the ability to market in cities that we already have open, you get more points for driving than you do for riding. So where is everyone at? I know John Mickner and a few other people are trying to open up their cities. I know we got Rodney, he's trying to open up his city. Jeff Trills, where are you from?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice.
New York.
I got an Atlanta team.
Okay, good. Yeah, I've been driving Uber out here for 9 years. So, and I also rent cars to Uber and Lyft drivers. So I'm ready to get this thing rocking. I was just in the back of it trying to couple people sign up on my portal, but I don't see them in the back office. I don't know why.
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest thing is when you send somebody your link, you just have to make sure that it goes through all the way through the process. The biggest, I know I've given people, and I'm like, hey, scan my QR code, and then I see them put their phone back in their pocket without signing up. I'm like, you should really just get it out of the way, because if you don't do it now, you're going to forget. You're going to shut out your screen, and the next thing you know, you're not going to be, back on. So, but if you watch them register underneath you and they're still not signing up underneath you or showing up underneath you, then let's reach out to support and make sure to get that fixed. We want to make sure before you start, running, that we have all of your links and stuff correct. So, but I haven't later. Shoot me your information if you want to throw that in the chat. Send me your email, or you can send me an email to alex@revoride.com, and then I can connect with you.
I sent your email. I sent you email about a week ago. I watched one of the replays. Nah, my brother. I know you're a busy man, bro.
I'll get you looped in with our Georgia team. We have Atlanta. I got a guy out there, Daryl. He's really taking it up. So we'll get you involved. We want to get Atlanta open as soon as possible. So
yes, thank you.
So a couple announcements, if you guys weren't aware or weren't part of the TNT call. So we're getting ready to open up for scheduled rides. So now drivers are going to have the ability to really start building their business within our business. And that's one of the biggest things you have to tell your drivers is like, look, we can open up the city on a scheduled ride basis. So if you go and get customers, you can have those customers start favoriting you as a driver, and then they can start scheduling rides with you. So right now, I think they have at least the scheduled rides part figured out. So if a customer gets signed up, they can put their a ride, at least I think it's 30 minutes out. Rodney, correct me if I'm wrong. But at least 30 minutes out, they'll go in and queue all the drivers that are active. They're going to be able to see those rides and accept them, and then go pick up the customer at the designated time. So but yeah, that's the biggest thing is we just need to start coordinating and really start hitting it hard. Redding, Kevin, who's on my team, I think he's 2 people below me, but he was one of the first ones that opened up Snap Delivered in Tucson, Arizona. Now he lives in a tiny little city called Redding, California, where I think have a population of like 20 or 30,000 or something like that. But he's got 10 drivers ready to go. He's got 200 customers ready to go with the app downloaded, and they're all begging to get open. So I let Paul know, and Paul's going to start getting them open as soon as possible, by next week. So that's what we got to do. We got to have all of our drivers on board, send them to our Friday class. So every Friday at 11 o'clock, this is now Pacific Standard Time. So 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I do a driver onboarding and training. So if you bring on new drivers, send them to that class. I'm going to go through the orientation, like who we are as a company, where we're going, how we're disrupting the industry, how they can get involved with us. But then I'll also go over how they get paid, the referral program. I give them a preview of the back office and a tour of the back office. And then I show them, where to upload their docs and stuff like that on the actual app itself. So, but we really start talking to them about building out their business within our business, because on Lyft and Uber, if you have a customer that likes you and you guys get along great, you don't have the ability to sync up with that person and have them favorite you. They can schedule rides directly with you. So we give them that ability. So this one encourages drivers to go start bringing on their own clientele. It's almost like they can open up a franchise, their own rideshare company. Within our rideshare company, we pay them everything but $1, and then they can even get the referral fees and stuff like that. But now if they have 20, 30, 50 customers all through the week that are scheduling rides, now it can be a little bit more steady, or at least they know what they're going to be making, and they can kind of gauge it. But they can really start building out their residual part, and then hopefully get to a point where, maybe they don't have to drive anymore. So, but we got to get all the drivers on the call. And then we have to show that whatever city you're in, that we have a group of drivers, at least 50, 60 drivers. If it's a larger city, we just have to figure out where we're going to concentrate our efforts. We have to go by zip codes. So pick a zip code, figure out, 10, 15 mile radius from there. And then let's start getting riders and drivers in those areas. Like I'm in Phoenix, and Phoenix is massive. Like it takes, probably an hour to get all the way across it. We have Glendale and Peoria and Chandler and they're all over the place, and it could take you a long time. So I'm trying to concentrate all our efforts in certain areas, so that way when customers request a ride, we have drivers in those areas ready to give rides, and then vice versa. If drivers are circling around certain zip codes and areas, we just need to make sure that we have customers to be able to, start getting those rides. But now drivers, they can start bringing in their own customers, start building out their clientele, and then they can help us open up their area of the city, and then at least do it on a scheduled ride basis. And then once we get up to 200 plus customers that have the app downloaded and ready to go, then we can start talking about opening up the city on a full run ride share business, not just scheduled rides, but just they can turn on the app and take a ride immediately. So does anyone have any questions? Let me check the chat real quick. I'm an AI assistant. Okay, we've got an AI in the room. Lana, Jeff Trills. Jeff, are you on Medina's team?
I signed up with Angel.
Yeah, Medina, Angel. I call him Medina. He's
all right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Angel helped us open up New Orleans, so he's doing the same thing I'm trying to do. Build teams everywhere, even if I'm not in a city. If I can start building a core group of people that are wanting to build this thing out, and they can be my, feet on the street, so to speak, then I can start working with them to open up their city. Which right now I'm working at about 7 different cities. So if you got, a city you want to open up, then just start bringing in some people in that city, and then we can start, coordinating with them to get open. So,
yeah, I'm opening up Atlanta for sure. I'm about to go down to the hubs where we hang out at, because I've been driving for 9 years. I'm gonna go down to the hub and we hang out, waiting for rides, and let everybody know to sign up. But like I said, I had one person signed up and he got his back office. He sent it to a customer to try to get the customer signed up, and there was a notification that popped up. I screenshot. I sent to Medina so he could see. But that's what spoke to him. So I'm like, I'm just trying to get clarity on that, and make sure that the actual, that I'm tracked. Is it tracking it, and I can run it up. So that's basically what I'm having. So this, just trying to solve that situation.
all right, cool. And I'm creating some training videos that we're going to put up in the training back office. You have that training tab on like how to get to your back office and the whole, orientation of the back office, how to get to your links, how to look at your network and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try to get those out here as soon as possible. And then hopefully we can start sending those to people and it'll be easier to onboard.
Oh yeah, I'm a self-starter, so I definitely know how to do all of that already. Like I said, I'm just in the test mode, just making sure that who do I speak to, so we can correct or make sure that my people are getting counted. I think I spoke to Medina about that as well. So I just need to know who else. That's like I said. All I need to know is if we can test that part out, and when we can test that, make sure that it gets counted. You just see my work. I'm not gonna talk.
All right, man. Just show us. You don't need to talk words. Just show us. So, Brother Lloyd, what are we doing with your city? We gonna get open up soon, Mr. Lloyd? Maybe.
Working on that, big boy. You know where I'm at. I gotta, DMV is like, I gotta, looking at what part to start, but actually what was already been said is just getting the drivers and the customers and just working on the scheduling first, until it becomes really known, where it can really spread. Because, if not, then it's even difficult to work zip codes areas where I'm at, because everything up here runs close together, the DC, Virginia, Maryland area, you know what I mean? So it's, it's so much that, one area, but everybody in one area still keep flocking everywhere else, you know what I mean? So the scheduling ride, working on getting these drivers and getting the customers, it'll come apart, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the biggest thing is I know Virginia, they've got some different regulations and rules and stuff that we got to adhere to be able to do rideshare out there. I know they just kicked out another rideshare company that was an upstart. So
that's Maryland, and each one of you is a certain rule playing by DC, Maryland, and Virginia, especially going to airports. But each one of them have their own set rules. That's for sure. So you got to be in the guidelines with that. But you got small, I got small ride share companies under the radar where they may work one little area, you know what I mean? But it's, you know, I've seen like the Spanish, they got one little area where they just work. That's low key, you know what I mean? So again, I know they're not working. I know they're under the radar, you know what I mean? So, you know, but like I say, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, each one got different rules. And that's another thing as well. But I believe the scheduling might can, you know, for a minute until the lawyers and find the orders, what they need to do for us to run in the cities. I believe scheduling can be somewhat a scale where you can still operate somewhat because we scheduling, you know what I mean? So, you know, just until the lawyers and them find out exactly what need to be done to run in each city, each state. Well, DC is not a city nor a state, but District of Columbia.
Yeah. So I know, so if you can do any research within your county or your city or the airport and figure out what do we need to do to operate in the zip codes that you're trying to bring up, and then that way we can, you know, get a jump on it, because everyone's trying to open up their cities. We got our lawyers looking into like some of the major ones, but like I got my people in Vegas. They already went down to the county assessor's office. I actually got someone on my team that works at the county assessor's office in Vegas, and he's all fired up about what we're doing. So he's like, "Oh, I know who's, you know, sleeve I got to tug on to get this thing pulled through." So if you can do any kind of headway work and figure out what forms we need or what, you know, background checks or insurances or anything else, then we can just you know.
I need to send that to you because I did some of that, but I didn't send it out or send it to Paul or anything else. I know he's busy. Like he said, they was going to do that. So I haven't even, you know, just really what I've been looking at, send it anything else. So I send it your way when I get everything together, and then you delegate it to who need to be delegated to then.
Yeah, I mean that's part of being a captain. It's like if you want to open up your city and you want to be a self-starter, if you want to help move this along, then, you know, do whatever you can to, you know, kind of do the research and help us out. Right. So I appreciate that you doing that. I got a couple other people doing that. I'm doing that here in Phoenix. But if you want to open up your city, just make sure that there's no crazy funky rules. Like I know in Vegas and New York, I know Medina's up in New York, and you gotta, you know, do certain things and grease certain palms and do all kinds of, you know, stuff just to get approved. So we got to figure out what those instances are. So I think we got Vegas figured out. Medina, I don't know if you got New York figured out or what we got to do, but I mean that's the biggest thing. If we can help Paul and the legal team out any way we can to get it pushed along, the easier it's going to be for us all. So
sounds good. Jeff, let me ask you a question. So on the training on the 20th in Florida, I guess we'd be doing half training inside, then we going out in the field and recruiting as well.
Yeah.
The days
they're going to show you that
Jupiter.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Jeff, you got your hand up?
No, that was a hand up I had up previously. I forgot to lower it. My bad.
Got it. All right. Mario, I know we're working on Orlando. Did you schedule some time on my calendar so we can get a team together and start working on that?
Yeah, so I think I attempted to call you yesterday. I couldn't figure out how to find your calendar. I do have some leaders already together so that we can, you know, be ready for that call to just kind of understand what it's going to take to be able to at least get the reservation side of things opened up here in Orlando. But my question was going to be, if this is possible, I think this would be kind of a motivator for all locations also, is to maybe set a criteria as to what it means to what is required to open up each site. For example, if you have like a weekly update as far as, I don't know how many people have already signed up in specific locations that are more closer to also the closer to request side of things and also to fully opening up. I think what happens is, and I find myself a lot, you know, I don't know if you looked at the FBI, the Facebook IBO page. But Chris and I were out at the airport, and we were able to sign up a good amount of people. But always the main question is when are we opening? And the only thing we could come back with is when we get enough people. But that's a question mark, right? Because we don't have kind of that number. I know we mentioned sometimes on specific calls that it's like 200, 250 signups that have to be in each location, but there's these calls happen weekly, but with it really not an update to kind of show where each location is at to have an idea. So there's always that question mark of when we're giving these people this information, we really don't know ourselves as to how much more closer we are. So if that was possible, I think that would be great. More of a motivator also, because there's more clarity when we're speaking to potential customers and drivers as to where we are. If the sense of being closer to opening up in each location. Again, I don't know if that's a possibility, but I think that would be a good idea to kind of get people also motivated.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'll see and check with Paul and see if there's a way for us to pull a report of how many people actually downloaded the app. Because registrations in an area is one thing, but actually having customers downloaded the app. But right now, if we can open up on a scheduled ride only basis, if we can get 50 drivers all on board onto one of our driver trainings, and then we get them all up to date on like, hey, go start bringing in customers, go start building your business. If 50 drivers all bring in 10 people, there's 500 people right there. So this is their opportunity to build their business within our business. They can start bringing in their own customers. They can start doing their own rides. But we need to at least get the 50 drivers on a call so that way we can show that we're all on the same page. We're all in this to open up the city. And then we can at least open up on the scheduled ride only basis. And then as we start bringing in more customers, then we'll at least be open. Be like, hey, we're open. Now we just need more customers. And once we hit 200 customers, the app downloaded, then we can start talking about opening up the city for full-blown ride share. But let's focus on getting the drivers, getting them all on the training, and then let's start, getting them to start bringing in some customers, and then at least do the scheduled rides.
So is it safe to say that the key to this is each location, whether a state or a city, can round up 50 drivers on a call for training, that the next step after that call would be to open up at least the reservation side of things? Is that safe to say?
Yeah, so if we can get all the drivers on board, and then hopefully by like the next week's call, we can see that the drivers have at least started bringing on some customers. At least if we have some customers in the city, I think Paul will be okay to open up at least on a scheduled ride basis. But if we can get 50 drivers, and hopefully at least some of those are a little bit more entrepreneurial minded and really want to build their business, and you're going to get some drivers that don't do anything. They're not, there's going to be like, I'm just going to sit here and wait, and then you're going to get me the rides, or I'm not going to turn it on. I'm just going to continue to drive, Lyft, and Uber. And then you're going to get some of those drivers be like, man, you're giving me an opportunity to earn more money, and I can build my business. I'm going to go start talking to everyone I know. And some people are already driving for Lyft and Uber. So as they get a Lyft or Uber customer in their car, just be like, hey, new ride share coming into town. Do me a favor, sign up, favorite me as your driver. The next time you need a ride, book it through REVO. And then that way I get paid more, you pay less. And then, everyone can make money by referring other people. So start inviting your friends and family and your coworkers and strangers off the street. And then that's how it really goes viral. But we got to start somewhere. We got to prime the pump. We got to try to get some local influencers or something in order to start the city. But it's got to start somewhere, either with the drivers or the customers, or both, or at least with the IBOs, having a team together to start working. So.
For sure. I just do think, I'm the gentleman that actually brought this up to Paul as far as the reservation. And I think the motivator ultimately is if the reservations open up even on a small scale. I hate to say what I'm about to say, but ultimately I think people don't believe in things that are known. Obviously, it's being believed because there's a lot of signups, but the reservation side of things is designed, I feel, to be able to get the attention of drivers seeing results. For example, if, like you just mentioned, if they're signing up people on the spot when they get someone in the vehicle from Uber and Lyft, they'll sign up that person on the spot, knowing that their next ride potentially with that customer will be a REVO ride. They see the results, they get more motivated, and that's when the word would spread, I feel, like wildfire. Yeah, I do understand the first part of it, though, definitely getting some kind of training and understanding how to take maybe jobs and stuff like that when it comes to the REVO app. But I think a big key part of this would definitely be opening up that reservation option based on, obviously, I think in part the amount of people that have already signed up in a location, and also, like you mentioned, getting that brief, quick training so that these locations could start being getting opened up. And I think naturally the drivers and also customers will see the results and ultimately sign up a lot quicker than even it's happening now. I'm sure it's happening quick now, but that will definitely push it even harder.
100% agree. 100%. Because I mean, if I'm a customer and I download an app and then I'm not able to take a ride, I'm going to forget about that app. But if I can at least download the app and I know that I can schedule a ride with the driver and I just had a good conversation with that driver, then, hopefully that at least start the city. So.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if we can, I think in part, like I mentioned, I mean, if it's possible to get like an idea, the people that get on these calls see, hey, listen, your city seems close because you have a lot of signups. In part, that's a motivator. And number two is, getting that reservation side of things opened up. I mean, I think Chris and I probably signed up alone that day 70, 80 people. We gave out donuts, we gave out free coffee, and people were flocking over to us at the airport there. So even that day alone, I think, and then again, we have Armando here. So I think we should be pushing at least 200 plus in this area of Orlando. So I'm hoping that's soon. But yeah, well, if you and I can, if you send the calendar again, I don't know if you're available tomorrow. I could get, hopefully, I mean, last minute, but 20, 30 people on that call and see what we can do as far as opening up over here.
Hey, congratulations. This is Rodney Bush. Question: how did you find a location where you could get away with setting up a table?
I'm telling you, because we can't do that in this airports around here.
No, we can't either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how exactly every airport is set up. I mean, I've done airports in Jersey, New York, Orlando now. This parking lot specifically is not, it's not monitored. It's just a whole bunch of people scattered in 3 different parts of the airport, that are parked waiting for rides. Waiting for calls to come in. And yeah, we took an opportunity to get. I mean, I've been there on many occasions, and there's never really, any police or security monitoring the areas over here at the airport. So we just simply set up a little table and made that happen. It was with a few days. Chris and I have been consistently giving out flyers with our barcodes at the airport. So that's how we started. And we decided, hey, listen, let's set up a table, because obviously that's where most drivers tend to wait. Let's go ahead and do that. And, at least that day it worked out. But the plan is to always find some location that's busy in each part of the area of Orlando, for us at least, that has, a lot of traffic, whether it's customers or drivers. So that's the plan that we have. But yeah, we started at the airport because again, there's a lot of traffic. So yeah, it was fairly simple, to be honest. There was no pushback from any, police or security.
Well, it's good. I mean, we got the same thing here in Phoenix. I've had a couple of people just hanging out on the cell phone lot at the airport and signing up, 15, 20, 30 people a day. And, just no one seems to care. So if you can get away with it, then definitely do it. So.
Well, I know I can't get away with that in the DC, Virginia, Maryland area because they run you off quickly. They don't play that. It's marked down, Uber, Lyft. If you're not running or activated, you can't even stay there unless you're picking up. I mean, my area anyway, it's no way you can play like that because I guess it'll be so dominated with this territory up here with so many other people trying to do the same thing that the lot itself probably crowded. So when you got 100 people waiting and stuff, we can't do in this area right here. But one thing I'll listen to the brother be saying, encouraging. I believe so, you know, prayerfully, if like you said, and you said it, Alex, if we can really understand that, you know, we can get all the drivers, but just like when we had the restaurant business, we can get all the drivers, but we still need a there's still the demand on the riders as well. And not only the riders, still we have to understand that each one should be really I'm just saying, should be encouraging to see what can come out of this. And, you know, even understanding, you know, something we encourage someone, but like you say, it's the mindset we still have to understand what we building, because a lot of people are so used to comfortable with Uber, just give me a ride. You know what I mean? The idea of putting a label is something to some of these drivers, you know what I mean? Really understanding what you have to do. You know what I mean? Each area around the world is different when it comes to that, but this DVM area, that's how it is with that though.
Yeah, man, you gotta just do what you can, follow the rules. But I mean, again, if we can get the drivers is easy, and they know that we can, you know, get at least the scheduled rides. If they can all start bringing in at least a couple of customers, that's gonna at least start the city, and we can at least open on a somewhat of a basis, even if it's scheduled rides. But now it's open. So now if you're in that city, you can go start inviting everybody. Like, hey, to start, you know, taking rides and ordering at least on the scheduled ride basis. But it'll just grow from there. But we got to start somewhere. So I see a couple new people on here. Mark, I don't know where you're from. Steve Baker, I see you in here. Miguelo, if we've talked yet. There's Alex. So if any of you guys want to speak up and, you know, talk about your city or what you guys are doing, that's what this calls for. So
I got a question.
yeah, shoot it up.
As these people are having the app downloaded, because what I normally have people do is I say, listen, as you download this app now, you get to add it to the repertoire of apps that you can check in between to see who's giving you the best rate and fare. So they'll check Uber for the best rate, then they go to Lyft, and I said add Revo to something that you can check to make sure we got the best rates, right? When you're looking to do Uber, so that, oh, that's good, I'll do that, and so. Do we have, like, we could do a push notification? Because like Uber says, like it's getting, for drivers say it's getting busy in this area. You may want to turn on your app and go online. And for riders, you know, take your first trip. If you want to take your first trip, $5 off. Like a push notification that goes out to the apps, so that we can so that the people that we did get in the system, when it's live in that area, are you able to do a push notification like a $5 off or some kind of voucher to take your first ride, as well as riders?
Yeah, we got that promotion right now for the REVO 5, which is your first 5 rides, you get $5 off. So if you're a brand new customer, we have a coupon code, which is just REVO 5, and then they can get $5 off their first 5 rides.
All right, no, I'm saying I got the. What I'm saying is because but the app, huh? But the app.
We lost.
Okay, you hear me? Can you hear me?
You can hear now, yeah.
Like I was saying, the gentleman that had 72 people signed up, he may not have access to send them out the information to join, to get the $5 off. But now that it's up and running, we got some drivers in that area. Then normally the company does a push notification and say, hey, take your first 5 rides on us, blah, 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 blah. So that what they'll do it notify that these people have been idling for the app to come live in their area. It comes live because we push notification them to the customers, and then to the drivers, like, jump online right now, it's hot. People are looking to request, jump online and get your rides. Do we have the capability to do a push notification out to the whole network?
So we have a constant contact set up. So when we open up cities, like everybody is going to get an email saying, hey, we're now open to your city, download the app, make sure you can take the rides. We'll probably have the coupon code and stuff in there. But yeah, when we open up a new city, then everyone gets notified. I don't know if they do a text message yet. I know right now they're doing everything through email. But as we grow, we're going to have a lot more communications. A lot of stuff's going to be based off of AI and automation and stuff like that. So all of that's coming.
Yeah, because that's what's going to get the app. Because they have the app downloaded, they're going to put notification, you know, from the app, that will strike somebody's attention. Like, oh, Revo app, okay. Let me see what they got going on. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Okay, awesome, thanks.
Anybody else?
Well, I'm going to interject and just invite everybody to do everything you can to invite every driver that's enrolled to get to these weekly meetings. A lot of energy is put into this to prepare, to get you informed, to answer the questions. I know that from the corporate side, they are going to be sharing and helping the captains, as Alex is training captains around the country, that the captains are going to get information, details by request. It's not automatic. You have to ask for it. You have to, it makes sense to, let Alex and myself know what you're doing, how you're doing it. And if I get information first, I'm going to pass it to Alex and make sure that we know what you're looking for and what you're seeking. And anytime you have data that you say, and what you've shared tonight, guys, is great. You have 50 drivers, you have 200 customers. That's the kind of data we need so we can know where to ask for help. We can't go and ask the company to, look up 1,000 cities just because you're interested. It's got to be people like yourselves who are activated, who you know what you have personally, you know what your team's doing, and that way we can open up these cities rapidly. And it comes with the knowledge of us knowing what you're doing and your business plan. Great job, by the way. Mario, congratulations. You brought a great idea that was something you talked to Paul about a week or so ago and got him excited and got us excited. And I'm talking to people every day and I'm telling them about the scheduled rides. Also, I tell them about the fact that eventually we don't have it quite ready yet, but we're going to be able to save about 5 drivers, favorites. And every time I tell people that, oh, wow, that's exactly what I need, because a lot of times I have drivers and they don't even speak English, or I can't communicate with them, or their car stinks, or I'd love to be able to have a driver. So we have momentum. We're really at a launch pad where this thing is going to really take off. So again, invite your team, get on these calls. If they can't be there, look for the recordings. But here's the thing about live. Live, you get up-to-date information every week. There's usually a nugget or two or so that's something you didn't know or we didn't know last week. And that's why we're here. Comments, questions?
Yeah, so this is every Wednesday. The link that we have is not changes for every Wednesday.
Correct.
The time. So okay. All right.
Yeah, so this call, like right now we got 15 people on here. Every one of you guys should have 5 captains. Like that is the name of the game. Is go find 5 captains, get them on this call. So next week, if we have 15 people on this call now, we need that times 5, because everyone should bring in 5 people. And then on the driver call, if you have 50 to 70 drivers that you brought in over the last couple of weeks or whatever, they need to be on the driver call. The last driver call I had last Friday, there was 25 people. Out of those 25 people, after I had the training and the onboarding, I said, hey, anyone interested in being, anyone interested in being a captain, if you want to be more than a driver, and if you want to really start building out the referral part and start being a captain, send me an email. I had 5 out of the 25 shoot me an email. Now they're, starting to join some of our captains calls and stuff like that. So, but that's why you got to push the drivers to these calls, because that's where we really kind of go over who we are, what we're doing, and how they can get involved, and more of the ways they can make money, and how they can have micro ownership of a company and all that kind of stuff. A lot of the drivers I talk to, it's like people will be like, yeah, I signed up 200 drivers, but they just handed them a card, they signed up, and then that's where they left it. The driver has no idea about a referral program. They have no idea about, who we are, when we're opening, nothing. They're just like, all right, another app, cool, I'll sign up, whatever. But then we have those trainings with the driver training, and then next thing you know, those people start, oh, I get it now. They start inviting people and bringing people on.
Yeah, I tell, go ahead, sir, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry about that, Andrew. But it's Mario. But
I was gonna say that when I speak to a new prospect, someone that's interested or they signed up, the first thing I do is I want to see where their head is at. So I let them know about the referral part of this business. If they just want to be a driver, after I told them a little bit about the referral program, I know who I'm dealing with. So I like to see where their head is at right away. Like for example, okay, like Jeff is on this call and he can tell you when I was on the call with him, I asked him, are you interested in building or just driving? Because I'm interested in working with builders. If people that want to drive are going to have to wait when we open, because if that they're not going to participate in the growth, then they're just going to have to wait until somebody else takes advantage of the the referral program and start spreading the word. So just maybe some people want to adapt that, is just fill the people out right away where their head is at and what they want to do with this. And I asked them right away, because me personally at this point, I'm only interested in people that want to build. So people who are going to spread the word. So that's how I do things. I don't know if that could help somebody, but that's how I do it. And also, I tell a lot of people say, hey, well, Medina, I'm not like you. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't want you to be a salesman, I tell them. I want you to be a professional inviter. I want you to invite people to the webinar and let the professionals explain it. So I tell people, I don't want you explaining it, because some people get diarrhea of the mouth. They start talking too much. They confuse you. And then this great opportunity sounds crazy because they don't know how to explain it. So I tell people, be a professional inviter. Invite people to these webinars. Let them ask, people like Alex, these questions. And all you did was invite, and anybody can invite. That's all I got.
Yeah, just to add to what Angel just said, what I've been doing, and I'm sure some of the other guys are doing, but every time I get someone signed up and I notice on my emails that I'm signing someone up, I give them a call or send them a blast text, to a group of people saying, hey, listen, do you want to be a part of my WhatsApp group? Just so that I can get people all together in one area and send them this stuff like, the videos or comment on, whatever's coming up when it comes to Revo, just to have kind of, again, everyone in one place. I do that every day. If I see 4 people signed up, I go ahead and give them a call or send them a text saying, hey, listen, I'm this guy that, spoke to you about REVO Rideshare. Would you like to sign up under the WhatsApp group so I can continue sending more information? And like that, those people will continue to get videos. That's one thing. On a side note, I was wondering, Alex, if there's any way possible, and I know this will take maybe some time, to get people when they get the app to when they register, or the registration, to immediately link up to the app in some way. I think it does that now, but I think what happens is, and I've noticed a lot of people do this, is that they rather than signing up, they go directly to the app, and you lose a lot of the customers for that reason. Also, maybe in some way, I mean, I do this on my flyers. I add my phone number, but in some way have a way where when you're registering, that it includes the contact information of that person. In this case, if I'm signing someone up, not only does it show that they're registering through me, but they have my phone number. Now, again, I contact these people, but sometimes, again, they'll sign up on their own, or they'll just register and forget about it because they don't really have anything else to go on. If they have direct contact information, number one, they can see that they can contact us immediately with our registration information. And on top of that, in some way, link it to where it directly sends them to the app right after they register.
Yeah, because I know right now they have the email that comes to them where they verify the email, and then they can click and go directly to their back office. But yeah, I agree. Some people are going to get confused. They're going to go to the back office and be like, what is this? How do I download the app? I just wanted to take a ride. So we need to have it where they register, which I know Paul said that he's trying to get it to where you can register directly through the app and then have that all linked up. But it's not out yet, but we're working on it. So hopefully we can get people to just go straight to the app and not get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, some of the people, I mean, as I mentioned already, but some of the people just kind of, they hear the information, it sounds somewhat exciting, but then all of a sudden, they'll just maybe download it on their own, but then they really don't have anyone to contact about more information. They simply see, especially in my location, and in many others, that it's just, they're not active. So they're waiting for that. And then they kind of get lost in the shuffle where, they don't know where to get information. And also, there's no one to contact. So they just kind of get lost in the shuffle, and then you kind of lose a potential customer or driver for that reason. And the last thing is, and again, I keep on bumping into this, 90% of the people specifically here in Orlando that I sign up speak Spanish. There is a language barrier at the moment when it comes to these lives. Either in some way possible, either training someone that can do the videos in the same way like you guys do, or maybe creating an AI, which I know it exists somewhere, where they can kind of replicate the video, maybe an animation, or maybe even, I don't know how that works. I'm not too good at that, but where it does the video that you guys do, the lives and stuff, in a different language. Super important, because I'm sure I invite a lot of. Say again?
To where you can have there's AI programs that do that, where you can have a live person avatar, and the AI just
exactly
moves the mouth, but then that you can take your voice and then actually transcribe it into multiple languages. So I don't know if Paul's looked into that yet. I'm not big on the development side anymore, but that's something, because I know I have some people that have a bunch of people in San Francisco that are Arabic, and they speak Arabic, and we have no way to communicate with them. So there's a lot of foreign people that don't speak the language, but that's what they do, is they ride share. That's really one of the only business they can do to
Alex, isn't it possible that listen to Mauro, what he said, it's mostly Spanish, then maybe he speaks Spanish, then he had to set a Zoom up and maybe interpret you or whatever, something like that. I mean, still ways to knock that door down, interpretation, just like when I'm out preaching, I'm in preach somewhere with a different language, I got to interpret, saying everything what I'm saying, you know what I mean? So, there's ways of setting up, if we're working together, how still getting the message across, but, like you say, Zoom, interpretation and things like that, as well. Like you say, you're available and he's available. Then if, if it's on the Zoom, then if it's like this, then if they on, then as you speak, he interpret, you know what I mean? So, there's ways of getting around this until the system get better, Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry. Who was that?
I was going to say, Mario, I got you. Bienvenidos a REVO. See, I could do it for you.
No.
I created the video. I created an AI video that it breaks down the basics in Spanish. And that's already helping me tremendously. I mean, I am getting a lot of Spanish people, so I am using a Google Translate a whole lot. Because, we have different dialects, a Mexican and a Puerto Rican and a Cuban, there's different words. And, sometimes it's hard to understand each other. But that video is helping. Everyone's free to go to my channel and take it and upload it to their channel. It's not watermarked to me. So it's nothing connected to me. Just take it and put it on your channel, put your link, and it can help, reach a different demographic or whatever. But I had a question for you, Alex. If somebody downloads the app first, all right, so they just downloaded the app, they didn't register, and then they register with you, do you still get credit for that sign up?
Yeah, I don't know if they're able to just download and register on the app without being tied to someone. Because if you go to revoride.com, or even if you download the app, it asks you for all your information, but it also asks you for who invited you. So I don't know how that's going to work. I gotta talk with Paul. Like I said, I'm not.
Oh, that's not going to work. That don't work. You got it. You have to because they're being the system lost, because for that back office and everything else, and you didn't come up anybody register. It's like someone being lost in the system because it's not tied to no one. So that's why I was telling. That's why I don't say anything about downloading the app. I tell them go ahead and register. You know what I mean? If I got information in my car, they got a problem, call me if you have a problem. And my information at the bottom. But I don't tell them anything about downloading the app because we ain't open. I just want them to register and get confirmation to that link, to that email that they're going to be sent. Then, like Mara do, then I can make a phone call or send them an email, whatever. You know what I mean? Welcome, blase, blase. That's what I do before I ain't tell them about anything about downloading that app.
I think what happens at times, though, is the belief system. We live in a time where there's a lot of false information being thrown out there. And a lot of people, rather than wanting to give their information because they're assuming you're giving them their blood type, they say to themselves, okay, let me go around this person rather than going through the registration process, because they're assuming they're going to get potentially scammed or or they're going to be contacted constantly through some, telemarketing agency or something crazy like you get nowadays when you give out a simple phone number. That's what happens a lot. So people live at a time now, as you guys know, where there's a lot of spamming going on. I mean, you got even in plain sight, Facebook and Instagram and all these platforms. You go on them and it's false information. It's fake. So people live with that mindset all the time now. So there's something that we have to do that will create belief. I think that reservation system will start a lot of it because people will actually see results and people will talk about the platform and it would spread. When we get that going, it's going to be actual numbers. People are seeing drivers and customers.
That's good. Yeah. Like that.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else? We got about 3 minutes to we're at the top of the hour. Anyone else that's new on this call that want to interject? What cities are you guys working in? Nobody?
What time is your meeting on Fridays?
Let me throw that in the chat also while I'm thinking about it. Give me a second. It's 11 a.m. my time. There it is. All right. Let me forward this. All right, so there's the Zoom meeting. It's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's a driver onboarding, driver orientation.
And while you're talking, guys, and thinking about that, reminder that Paul goes live most Thursdays. Is that the meeting we're talking about right now? Are we talking about the driver?
No, the driver meeting Friday. Yeah.
Oh, Friday. That's right. So tomorrow, Thursday, 8 Eastern, should be the REVO ride. We check your email, check our Facebook groups. I'm doing that right now. I was trying to rush to double verify, but he missed last week, but I'm checking.
Yeah, so if everyone can throw your email address in the chat, I'll make sure to add you guys to the driver training. I'm pretty sure it's the same link every week, Medina. It's a reoccurring meeting, so I'm pretty sure it's the same link.
Alex, what's the main day you think? Which call would be would consist of updates? Like, let's say a new city popping up. Who would be normally announcing that? That would be Paul, or would that be potentially you on some of these calls?
So Paul usually announces stuff on the Tuesday, the TNT call. And then I have a call with my Vegas team right after the TNT call where I kind of go over, because a lot of those people are not able to make the TNTs, and then I do updates on that call. And then my other calls like this one, we'll do updates on anything that Paul said. So, but Paul's call on Tuesday, and I know he just did that call on Monday, which he kind of came up out of nowhere this last week. But yeah, as he comes up with new cities, he's usually announcing it on one of the calls that he has.
Okay. All right. And can you send me a calendar to see if we can set up getting my drivers out here to get them together on a call?
Yeah, chat.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. I put it in the chat, so everybody, my calendar is in the chat. Just go ahead and reach out to me. Also, this is Alex at revoride.com if you guys want to send me an email. Vivian, did you have a question? I saw your hand up a while ago.
I answered my question. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
All right, I'm double confirming the REVO ride meeting. The Zoom is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah,
don't have a link for a reason, let us know.
So Tuesdays at 10 a.m. we have a like a driver onboarding that Paul does, but it's usually only like, 20 to 30 minutes long. The one that I do on Friday is about an hour long. And it's a little bit more lengthy where I go more into into the apps in the back office and stuff like that. So. Cool. All right. So, Rodney, if you can just take this recording and send it out to everyone else. I know that you had quite a long list on your invite list. So just send the recording out to everyone else. Everybody, bring your 5 captains on our call next week. I want to see way more than 12 to 15 people on this call next week, and then get all of your drivers onto our Friday call. And then if you want to start opening up your city, let's start getting calls together with, me, Rodney, Paul, and just start coordinating so that we start opening. We just have to show action. It's not necessarily about the downloads as much as it is the action and having people in the town. Like the guy that we're opening up Redding, California, I had a conversation with him a week and a half ago, and I just said, hey, here's what you need to do. Go get it done. I didn't even talk to him, and he sent me an email today saying, hey, here's everything I got done. Here's the checklist. Here's all my drivers. Here's all my customers. Here's everything. Everyone's ready to go. When can we open? I just forwarded that to Paul, and Paul's like, all right, let's open them up next week. So, but we gotta show that action. So, Ahmed's jumping on.
Alex?
Yep.
The meeting that you put in the chat, that is a Friday meeting, is that correct?
Friday. Yep. Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, you just didn't put the Friday in. That's what I wanted to confirm. Thank you.
My bad. Yeah, it's Friday. What's up, Ahmed? How you doing? Maybe. All right. So that's pretty much the marching orders, guys. So if you can just bring people on the call next week, get everyone signed up on Friday for the driver call, and then let's just start working on getting cities opened up over the next couple of weeks. Shirley Baker's jumping on, man. Shirley Baker, what's going on? How you doing? We're just finishing up the call. I know Ahmed and Shirley just jumped on, but we're just finishing up the call. But that's all I got. Rodney, you got anything else? You're the co-captain on this team, so.
Hey, no, that's it. There's a lot of information. Join us tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock Eastern. Shirley, glad you made it at the last minute. I have a recording of this, so I'll make sure you get the recording. Anybody else that's on the list, and we'll share this in our Tennessee group. I'll also go ahead and put this in my group. The big one. I call it the big one. Is, let me tell you, if you don't know about this group, it is Snap Partners Snap Delivered Referral Partners. This is our primary earliest group, and I will put this recording in there as well. We need to share this. This information is vital to every new person. You don't have to wait for the meeting. You can send the link to people and let them watch it at their convenience. So thank you, Alex. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We will see you at the next meeting as soon as tomorrow.
Sounds good.